Hello again, welcome to the Boundary Line. We are with the coaching staff, Sean Long and Joe Wardle, off the back of a really impressive Betfred Challenge Cup win in round 3 and building up to the season opener. How exciting is it to be back in the Championship amongst the big hitters? And we've got a big one coming to Boundary Park Sunday. Make sure you join us for that. Your season tickets will be there to be used. You can pay on the day, and there's hospitality options still available as well, so why not watch it with us in style. We'll build ahead to the York game in just a moment. First, thank you for sparing 15 minutes or so, guys. First of all, I know you've got to go and see the guys for training beforehand, and it's another miserable day, which is why we're hiding here, and we got our brews as well. When I popped in, you were already deep in video build-up analysis, looking at York. So without giving any too much away, what this time of week, what you kind of up to? We're recording this on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, basically we was just tidying up our review from the weekend's game. So we've done all our clips and we've just tidying up, just giving them some 3 key points we need to improve on, or some key points where they did really well.
Yeah, and how does that fit with you? Because a few months ago, Sean might have been in his office looking at that video thinking, that's Joe's fault there, he's just flown out the line there or whatever. Now you're
probably was saying that as well.
but now you're the one, working as a team together and, making sure that you're on it and you've got everything.
Yeah, it's a bit different. You look at the game a little bit differently. You got to take it in as a whole rather than just what you do as a player personally and all that sort of stuff. So, no, it's all a learning curve for me. Obviously, he's teaching me everything, all the ropes and stuff of it. So I think I'm getting there slowly. Just a little bit more practice, and but I'm enjoying it though.
How's he doing?
He's doing really well. Lads, he brings ideas to training, different drills, especially with the forwards and stuff like that, and he's heading up the defence at the moment, and so you obviously can see, as things are working and the lads are responding to him.
And just one on where we are. We've talked a lot about Melrose, and obviously the weather's not doing us any favours with the pitch at the moment, but you can see even with the dugout, this is all brand new, and we've had some great partnerships with Connolly's, Netpar, everyone, some great partners, allowing you to have this space now which you didn't have last year. How much has that helped you to?
Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously having offices, whether it's medical, coaches, Mike's office, or even the foundation and stuff like that. So yeah, we're all on board here now at Melrose, and hopefully the weather picks up and can start to train. But we had a really good week's prep last week, leading into the Barrow game, and I think that's we stepped it up a bit, and I think we're probably going to have to step it up a little bit more playing against York.
Yeah, who have looked really, really good, and you've been studying them already. So let's get on to the fun stuff. Joe, Sunday, how good was that? How good was that performance from your team?
Real professional, really professional. Like Long has just said, there was no coincidence that we had a good week's training leading into that game. I'm a big believer that you build good days, then it turns into a good week. Weeks turn into a good month. So, real big believer on that. And yeah, the lads have just knuckled down all week, set the tone during the week, and then for us, it was no surprise that we turned up like that.
What impressed you most? I'm not going to ask him because I know exactly what he's going to say. The D, but we're letting for what was the most pleasing aspect of what we saw at Boundary Park?
Yeah, the D. No, but anyone knows it's your D that wins your games. Yeah. There's no point dipping your toe in and just messing around with your D and then trying to win a game 30-20 or whatever else. It's your D that sets the tone, and then you attack. Everyone can score points, whether it's a barge over, just a little one-on-one, whatever it is. So anyone can do it. But the D's the one that it wins you trophies at the end of the year.
You said to me after the game in the post-match interview that no one will outwork us, which is a quote which really stuck with me, because that's where you start. This is going to be a really, really difficult season. We all know that, and that's something that's a non-negotiable, isn't it? The work ethic, and I guess the defensive effort, which we've seen. We've put a couple of clips out on our social just to illustrate. Everyone fighting for themselves. That comes, you know better than me, that comes from working for each other, not wanting to let your mates down, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And they had it last year, which we spoke about, and there was some unbelievable scramble day out there, and it was game was done and dusted basically. But you know, the lads just didn't want to concede. You know, but we had all that possession on our try line. Unfortunately, they scored, but you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? So we'll be showing them where we can get a little bit better tonight, and then start drip feeding some stuff into the York game. But no, in all, for me, the D was great. It was good. It was very good, wasn't it, Joe? But I just like the cohesion between the 6-7-9-1. The spine was really connected, and our edges, you know, reap the rewards basically.
Did that surprise you? How quick that has come? There are, you know, a couple of great tries. The build up with Craven and who's playing fullback or was playing fullback then with Josh Drinkwater, Riley Dean, who I thought had an excellent game as well. Sponsors gave him man of the match on the day. Normally that's something that's going to build every week. You know, you're still getting out there on the pitch together. Did that surprise you, Joe, how slick that was, or not?
No, I think that's like we've been at a seat in training for a couple of weeks now, and to be honest, I think that'll only get better as the weeks go on as well. Like the more games they get together, the more combinations like we'll see flourish. So I think it's an exciting time for that spine as a group, and the way they took us around the field was outstanding. And yeah, I think we'll just continue to reap the rewards as the year goes on.
And speaking of outstanding, when we're singling out players, Jamar Sambou was absolutely, I think I used the word unplayable at times. There was someone who's kind of occupied that left edge sometimes, you know, be it back row or centre. What did you make of what you saw from him, and also the signs that there's so much more to come of that?
Yeah, he's got a bright future in the game. I think with Jamar, it's just about making sure he's switched on all the time. That's one thing we're constantly working with him, just making sure he's basically awake and alive every play. So like whether it's in D, whether he's understanding what he's got to do, just getting forward, or in attack, just being alive, reloading, getting ready for the next play. But no, he's a special talent, and if he keeps doing what he's doing, then yeah, he'll be somewhere special.
So that sounds like a concentration thing. If he's got all the ingredients, how does that become second nature as a player, just to be for it to be natural rather than right? What do I need to be doing here?
You're 100% right. It's concentration, and the probably the best players in the game are just dialed in all the time, whether they're involved in the game or, you know, they're straight in the centre or the wing, but they're just concentrating fully on what they're seeing up, you know, in front of them, or what could happen, you know, and kind of a cause effect of, if this happens, then what do I do? Jamar, I don't want to put too much pressure on him. He's only a young kid and he's come back from a big injury. So I think the more time we have him with, you know, working with Joe and myself, and getting some game time, you know, the future is definitely bright for Jamar. But I don't want to put too much pressure on him, saying he's going to be the next best thing, because he's only just started his journey.
I'm trying to think what else you might be thinking about if your mind's wandering. And I get what you're saying. You're not, you know, he needs to be seeing what's in front of him rather than, right, what am I supposed to be doing? He's not, mine's not wandering to what's on telly tonight or what takeaway am I going to get later. That kind of thing. just trying to understand where else would it be when you're during a game of rugby?
It can drift. Like, you know, if you're not focused and not looking.
Did you ever have games when you were just thinking about other stuff?
No. But that's the challenge, isn't it? That's the challenge of whether you want to, you know, you just got to be playing for the full 80 minutes, and sometimes you have blips where you get caught out, you know, defensively, and it's just concentration, because we know we can do it, and we know the rest of the lads can do it. It's just lacks of concentration, and that's what can get you. Whether you're playing any sport, whether it's basketball, NFL, football, lots of concentration like that, you're going to get punished. It doesn't matter what sport it is. But yeah, not just Jamar, but like everyone in the team, you know. So, but like I say, I thought I played really well. I was chuffed for him.
Just before we move on and start building up to the York game, like I said, please, if you couldn't make it last Sunday, make sure you're there for the big season opener. Oldham back in. What's he doing? Oldham back in the Championship, and we cannot wait to see you at Boundary Park for the visit of York. Just one, Joe, on, and Sean's spoken a lot about this on the player management side of it, because this is some squad, and there was some talent on the bench wanting in and wanting to be part of this, and it's a quick turnaround. We're here Tuesday, before you know it, Thursday, Saturday, we're back at it. So the players who have been left out, I guess, how much of your job is managing that, but also how do they then, after a performance like that, force their way back into the picture?
Just doing the best they can, mate, in everything they do. There's a lot of games you've got to play this year. I think in total it could end up something like 41, 42 games or something daft. So everybody's going to be needed at some point. So we're going to need everyone, whether they're playing in the 17 or whether they're in the 20-man squad or just not making the squad. They need to be performing at the best to make sure that those guys that are playing are getting the best out of it, either at training, so they're prepared and ready for when it comes to the games. Because it's a full team environment that's going to take the win. It's not just the 17 that go out there; it's everybody.
What I've loved, Sean, and just one more on that about my time working with this club so far is the enjoyment. I've never really seen any sulking, and speaking to all the players after the win on Sunday, the twins just exude fun. And Jamar, you could tell when he was playing like he didn't want to. You would have had to peel him off the pitch to get off. Where does that come from? Does that come from you? That, make sure you're enjoying what you're doing. Otherwise, what's the point?
Both, really. One, they've got to have the determination and they want to turn up to training, and the twins definitely do that. You know what I mean? They just on it all the time. As soon as you cross that white line, whether it's in training or a game, they are on it, and they're enjoying themselves. We don't bash each other like we used to back in the day. We'll make it a bit more fun, but we get the detail right. And when they cross that, like I said, white line, they really work hard, and that's all you can ask. They're enjoying themselves when you're winning, when you're playing well, and you enjoy it, and you're turning up with training with a smile on your face, and it's infectious. It's infectious, that. So having lads like the twins, and it just rubs off on all the rest of the lads, and the lads what have come in as well. They've jumped on board and they're having the crack on that. So it's good culture. It's a good culture, and I think that had to change when I first came in. The start of the League One. I think with Joe and JT and that, we changed the culture quite quickly, and whoever went with Joe and that, they went with us, and then the others kind of went by the wayside a little bit. But the other lads who were coming, they've took it to another level, and they've got other lads who go in with them. So I just think it's just a good environment to be at the moment at the club, and it does help when you're winning.
It's a big step up this weekend, I would expect. With all due respect to Barrow, they would have come to Boundary Park Sunday knowing they were into a tough game. I think York will come here and probably feel like, it might be a tough game, but it's a game we should be winning. We'll come on to that in a sec, because there's excitement, Rugby League starting and Championship, but also Super League starting as well. You two are Rugby League nerds. I mean that in the nicest possible way, because I'm one myself. Are we expecting more domination from your brother's club, Joe?
For him, I hope so, but they've got Lee, haven't they, to start yet? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon Lee might actually turn them over. Yeah, I think they've signed well, Lee, personally. So I won't be surprised, knowing Lammy and stuff, he'd want a fast start, and because I think they've had a bit of a slow start last couple of years. So I think they want to try to change it this year, especially how they've signed it off season. Yeah, and just go after him early and get some points on board early. What's your reading of Super League this year, Sean, as someone who watches every second of every single game and speaks a lot to Wigan as a former St Helens man? I was actually looking at the odds, and I haven't checked them recently, but Saints were down as the closest challengers to Wigan with the bookmakers, which surprised me. You'll probably know better than me as a Saints legend.
I don't bet anymore.
I wasn't asking you a betting question.
You did.
No. I was
checking the odds.
I was referring to the odds.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go there. We don't need to go there.
Yeah. No. Saints will be there. 100%. You can't rat Saints off. Well, there's the Wigan. The reigning champions. There's all 4 trophies. Saints will be there. I think Warrington. I think Leeds will be better this year under Brad Arthur. Willie Peters will have them fired up, I think it'll be a lot tighter this year, a lot closer this year. Warrington, I think their attack is pretty much on point. It's sick. So I would, you throw 8. I've thrown 8 names in the hat there, or 8 clubs. Sorry, but
that's called sitting on the fence. I mean, we're sitting on the bench, so
yeah.
You've pretty much done what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. But no, favourites are Wigan, but you couldn't rule any of the other big 3 out. And like you spoke about Lee there, they could beat anyone. Anyone could beat anyone.
Let's bring it back finally then to what we're here for, and that's to have a really good go at the Betfred Championship. I'm up this week, really excited for something, but a little bit nervous because I know how good your car. So I'm not doing your guys' job. What are you expecting? Just tell me how tough this could be Sunday.
Oh, it'll be real tough. York are playing some really good rugby, especially in these early on in pre-season. So mate, they're going to come out firing. They don't mess about. Like, they get stuck into you when you're carrying ball. They play quite high percent rugby, so they wait for you to make the mistakes. So no, we're going to have a job on our hands. Like, definitely, we definitely don't want to be dipping us toe in. We need to be jumping straight in and matching the intensity from the off. Otherwise, we'll be chasing his tail a little bit.
You couldn't have got a much tougher start. I don't know if that's what you want as a head coach. You tell me.
Yeah, well, I forgot to mention it before, but you're going back to Super League. Like, no matter who you play in round 1 and 2 and 3, they're all our games. So I won't be surprised if there's.
So you'd rather have the big teams
upsets.
at the start? Yeah.
So I'd sooner have a big team at the start, and York are going to be a top 4 team, 100%. Well coached under Mark Applegarth, got a real good squad, as in well balanced, and they've got some bit of X factor as well, and they work hard for each other. So you sooner have them in round 1 when everyone's, you've got a healthy squad type thing. So, and you know where you're at. So we're expecting a real tough game.
Tell us, both of you, how much the Oldham fans could help for not just this game but all season. The season ticket sales have been really good. For those who've held back, make sure you come along on the day. You can get your tickets through cash in bar 1895. There's hospitality upgrades if you fancy some interviews, some warmth, some tea and coffee, some pie and peas. But as someone who played on that pitch just a few months ago when it was all great, how much of a boost does that give the players when you can hear that noise, you can feel it from the Joe Royal stand, Joe?
Mate, it's like having an extra man. It genuinely is. Like, I know it's a bit of a cliche saying it, but it genuinely is. I look at the weekend when we defended 3-4 sets on his own line, and you could hear the crowd, especially when Ian Thornley made that tackle in corner. It gives you that spur and a bit of energy. So we need it. Like, you are an 18th man, so just keep bringing it.
And I ask you every week, but you love it. You love the Oldham fans, don't you? Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, you never stop shouting, and like I said, they travelled all over, and fortunately for us, we are at home and we've got a decent run of home games. So, less travelling for them, and they can just jump in the car and head down to Boundary Park and cheer us on. So, yeah, we're going to need the support. It's going to be a tough game, and I'll see you Sunday.
We can't wait. I'm very conscious that you've hit pause on your video review of York, and you need to get back inside to it, and you're starting to shiver a bit, and you finish your tea. Yeah. So all in, I think we end it there. But thank you for allowing us a little bit of your precious time at Melrose. It's always appreciated. And we'll see you very soon. Thank you, and thank you for watching. I hope you can join us this Sunday. If you can't, despair not. We will have live audio coverage, but we'd much rather have you there in the fans bar 1895 before the game with our resident music from the Boundary Parkers. Some great deal on all the drinks as well. You can bring your darts. They've got some great dartboards in there. And then upstairs in hospitality, we always have some famous faces. We had Barry McDermott up there last week. I kept out of his way. Did you ever have a scrap with Barry?
No chance. Not a chance.
One-eyed Baz?
Yeah.
No
Won't be calling him one-eyed Baz.
Tell him for the safety of Melrose.
Get running over there, man.
Hope you can join us. Look forward to it. The season starts this weekend, and you're a big part of it. See you soon.